Hi, guys. Hope you're having a great evening. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum and Adventures and FS Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Got another video for you. Sheila and I was watching a Beanie Johnson
Mm-hmm.
show earlier.
Right.
Was on there talking about the Epstein case.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows about the Epstein case a little bit. It's about like it's one of the more famous cases. But in the background there, that's showing a security camera
Mm-hmm.
around the area there where Epstein's cell was. And he was showing a video. You know, they were supposed to release a bunch of records, a bunch of files, and on the Epstein case, and now they've come up and said there is none. So I don't know if it's something that happened with the last administration and somebody took some stuff with them when they left, or they
Mm-hmm.
can't find it, or what. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm.
What I do know is Benny made some good statements, and he made some statements that would make you think about some things. And we're going to play just a couple of minutes of his segment.
Mhm.
Watch this, because I think at the end you're going to find it interesting what Sheila and I have come up with talking about this case, and see what you're, especially if you're a CSI person or you like different movies. We'll start naming them here in a minute that you may have seen what we're
Mhm.
thinking went on here
Mhm.
in some of these movies. But Sheila's going to play the first video here
Okay. Just a
from the
second,
Benny
guys.
show.
Okay, I'll pull it up here.
Here. And then this was released. Oh my. This is the footage of the cell block exterior for Jeffrey Epstein's cell block. The single most secure cell block in the entire Fed prison in Manhattan. This is a very secure facility. We've had Rudy Giuliani on the show to talk about it. This would be a really tough one to break out of, quite frankly. But would it be hard to break into? Well, there are lots of cameras. Presumably, if you were to break in, let's say, like a kill squad to go like murder Jeffrey Epstein in his cell, that's behind that door right there. I mean, what you're seeing right here is justice.gov video of the actual cell block. It'd be hard because the video cameras are there. There's only one way in or out of the cell block. There is no way to get in. No, there's no other way to get into this cell block to go kill Epstein if you wanted to. So, you know, this would be the one place that you'd get in and out. And there obviously is no one going in. You can see we've given you the entire 11-hour video when Jeffrey Epstein went to sleep, and then it was when he was found dead in his cell. Except, of course, for the 1 minute that was obviously cut out. Like, clearly cut out of the video, which is insane. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the 1 minute from 11:58 to midnight. There's a full minute right around the midnight hour. That's just gone. And then the camera seems to have moved. Here is the clip directly from the live feed, the feed, okay, that was allegedly live during Jeffrey Epstein's killing himself because he's so innocent, where the minute's just missing. See it here? Oh, there it goes.
Or you have to cut me out too.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well,
So I got a buddy who works at this company who used to do a ton of installation of security cameras. The security cameras shouldn't move, even if you did clip a minute out. Why would the security cameras move? Security cameras, by their very nature, are to be very stable and inaccessible to someone trying to tamper with them. So why the F did the frame move or distort? Either the camera moved or the lens has been moved. And where's the minute?
Right there it starts.
he's saying they're
I can
missing
just do this all day. I'll play it for you again and again and again. There's the minute. Go talk to anybody who does special forces
7:58 till
and ask how quickly could you breach a door? Could you do it in a minute? I said, well, we can do it in 10 seconds. We can do it in 5 seconds. How quickly could you get in and out of a door? How quickly could you kill someone? Could you do it in a minute? Yeah. Yeah, you could. If you're talking to the right operators, of course you could do it in a minute. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that's interesting.
See, Benny's saying they're missing a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and he's thinking he could be right because you could do it. But he's thinking that somebody went in there within that minute and done something. Sheila and I was originally thinking, because Sheila edits a lot of videos, and that's sometimes you'll see some of her videos are as smooth as they can be. You won't even see where it's been edited. And then other times you'll have the glitch like
Right.
you've got here.
Right.
There's no doubt something
Something was cut.
has gone on here. Something has made that glitch in that video. Now, Sheila and I was thinking to begin with that this was a glitch from just being cut.
Mm-hmm.
And did something happen within that 1 minute? That'd be pretty hard to get in that cell, break his neck, throw a sheet around his neck, and get back out, get out of there before the tape gets you. So we come up with another possibility. Go ahead and finish this tape. It's
Okay.
just a minute or so longer.
The first piece of evidence that just really doesn't lock in with the official narrative. The official narrative is that we just gave you all of the video, but no, you didn't, in fact. And it's crazy because it's our own federal government, and you have to assume that there are really smart people. Here's what he says. He says there's 1 minute missing from the Epstein security camera footage right here. I mean, that would mean potentially that something could happen in that 1 minute. An assassination team could have headed into the Epstein cell block. And so I asked the team, can you clip me this? All he did was put up these stills, and I guess we just got this. Let's look. Okay. Let's watch here. Is that directly from the DOJ? That's insane. It's like two different clips.
You can see where it
Wow.
Stop it
glitches.
there. One thing you want to watch here, guys, is this is at night.
Mm-hmm.
A while ago, if you'll watch the video, you'll see 7 o'clock in the evening, prisoners walking around in their orange jumpsuits and so forth in the background. You're looking at the second floor right here.
Right.
Down below that banister, that trash can, is the first floor, and that's the guard squad or whatever you want to call it over there in that far corner. You'll see a guard watching monitors every now and then.
Yeah, you can see something move, but
But see, late at night like this, there's not a lot of movement.
mm-mm.
And this is where Sheila came up with the possibility of, how many of you watch Ocean's 11? How many of you watch that? What's that movie you like?
Leverage.
Leverage.
Mm.
How many of you watch Leverage, where that team goes in there and there's always that one that displaces the
He can hack into their systems and make it look one way while they're doing something else. He can
security
change it.
camera
Mhm.
system?
Yeah.
So see why some people's thinking there's a minute missing, or there's a gap, something's being cut. Maybe nothing's been cut. Maybe that's where those two clippers went on there, jumpers,
Mm-hmm.
and they've bypassed
The actual.
the actual camera, and they're showing the
They're-
guard down there or anybody else that watches this. We haven't seen the entire 11 hours. We don't plan on sitting and watching an 11-hour video, but I bet if somebody does, that they will see that background there doesn't change for a
Mm.
while. What's it take? 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go in there and do what was done?
You can loop it, and you can get it. I believe once you loop it, you can set it to run for however long you need it to run for.
Sure. Let's finish this one and
Okay.
show what we found on the internet.
So this is from. So there's a minute missing.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Goodness gracious!
Is it just a
I mean,
minute?
you could absolutely get Klein's a pretty athletic guy. How quickly can you get in and out of a doorway like that?
Oh, very quick. I can kill someone in 30 seconds.
Klein says he can kill someone in 30 seconds. So you get it. So this is, of course, the tier block. That's not Epstein's cell. That's the tier block that houses Epstein, along with 12 other prisoners. Nobody's ever done any interviews with those prisoners. Nobody's ever asked a question. We've never gotten a list of who they were. Nobody's ever had any interest in finding out what they saw that night. They were just disappeared into the ether.
Let's
It could
go
have
to
been
the
Epstein.
second
You don't
video.
know.
Let her bring this other video up, though, with the one of the,
This one?
Yeah.
Here, let me.
DEFCON 23.
Okay.
Now, you guys may know more about this than we do. Sheila just Googled some stuff, and DEFCON 23 evidently is computer hackers or computer geniuses, I guess.
Mhm.
And they're talking about something here. So let's just play a little clip of it.
Today, in this talk, we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to start out with an overview of prior art, see how other people have looped surveillance cameras in the past. Then we're going to move along to the anatomy of an Ethernet cable. We're going to see how physically data goes from point A to point B. After that, we're going to look at how we made a piece of hardware to splice into the middle of an Ethernet cable and intercept that data. Once we have control of that data, we can look at what network layers are built on top of Ethernet. Then we're going to talk about the software stack we wrote to decode those extra layers. Finally, we're going to conclude with some demos unrelated to camera looping, because hopefully throughout this entire talk, we will be running a live demo where we are splicing into a camera feed and causing it to loop. Sound good? And we found that there are basically two ways to loop cameras. One involves taking a picture of what the camera is seeing, printing it out, and taping it over the security camera. This seemed a little bit too low-tech for us. It didn't really pique our interests. So we looked onto the other type. This type involves taking your heist team's hacker guy, sending him into the network closet, telling him to find the Ethernet cable that runs the camera feed, attach a small device to it, and cause the camera to loop. And we found numerous examples of this. On the left, you can see a shot from Ocean's 11. Set out to create our own device as close to the movies as possible to see how practical this attack really is. So this is the system that we're trying to attack. It starts with a surveillance camera, which is connected via Ethernet to, well, we really don't care what it's connected to. It could be connected to a router, a switch, a firewall, directly to a computer. It doesn't matter as long as there's an Ethernet cable somewhere in the mix. And the entire length of that Ethernet cable is our attack surface area. So up on stage, let me show you a little bit of what we have here. Over here, we have the vault that we're going to try to break into. Here we have the surveillance camera watching the vault. This surveillance camera is connected via Ethernet through this long coil to the security guard's computer, which has gone to sleep. And so, sorry, let me real quick make sure this is up to date. You can see the security guard camera showing the feed from the camera pretty much live. There's a little bit of a delay, but I can't steal the money from the vault because it's being watched by a security guard and they'd come arrest me. All right. So let's take a quick look at what Zach has been doing over here. What he's
Guys,
done.
that gives you a general
cell block.
idea. You can put us back if you want.
Just a second.
Take your time. We're almost done here.
There we go.
This is going to be a short video for us anyway.
For-
Man in the middle.
Yeah.
That was the magic word. Man in the middle is what them two guys there refer to, what they were doing. They take that Ethernet cord
Mhm.
and cut it and put it through that little box of theirs,
Right.
and you never even see the gap. You never even see the glitch like you do on this camera. So
Mhm.
either they've got better stuff than the other people had,
Mhm.
or they're more experienced, or something was done a different way. But with them having a minute missing from that video, we know that something's just like everybody else.
Sure. Sure.
To some people, everything's a conspiracy. They say that about me. Why does everything has to be a conspiracy? Well, does it hurt to look at everything as a conspiracy? And if it's not, then that's fine. But if it is, something happened here. I'm like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Jeffrey Epstein knew something on some people. They were afraid he was going to tell it. And that minute there, whether it's a minute that I don't think somebody done that fast, and
Right. To
But
me, it would be more like they looped it. When you saw it glitch and it went from one frame to the next, that second frame to me was a loop that they had playing in place of what was really happening.
yeah,
I could be wrong, of
no,
course. We
no, I
could,
think
but
you're.
I mean,
Again, you can watch Ocean's 11. They're showing you the machines there from Ocean 11 and all
and
these different
different
shows
mhm,
that they had as props for those movies where they had a little 9-volt battery in there and they was
mhm,
jumping it over from this and that. Those boys go to DEFCON 23
mhm.
and they sit there and show you the device that they made, and they actually cut that Ethernet line right there in front of you. They hook it up to that box, and then they cut that section of Ethernet cord out, and
Within seconds.
you never know it. There's never a glitch. There's never nothing,
Hmm.
and you're looking at an override playing over and over. And where this took place late at night. Um,
There's not a lot of movement, so
yeah,
there's not a lot of things that would be changing within
yeah,
that time frame.
yeah. That you couldn't loop it. You wouldn't even pay no attention
Exactly.
that it's been looped unless you're actually looking for it. So now, hopefully,
Yeah.
somebody will go out there and watch the 10, 11-hour video and see if they can see something that stays the same, stays the same, stays the same, except for the clock. The clock keeps on going, but
They
the
might
picture,
they might need to check, like he said, go into the closet there, wherever all their connections are, and see if that had been tampered with.
yeah. Well, all it takes is somebody like those nerds, those two nerds,
Smart.
smart, smart, smart. They're so smart that they act silly, but their
Yeah,
minds,
no,
some of this talk that they were going on with, I couldn't comprehend it, but
yeah,
they know, as long as they know what they're doing, and they did because they made an example out of it.
right.
It was interesting.
It's pretty neat.
There's something to this.
Hmm.
If nothing happened with Jeffrey Epstein, then there would be no reason for there to be a glitch in that camera system. A minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. There would be no reason. You've already got a case though that's so suspenseful and so questionable. And now, and they said, we're giving you the entire 10, 11-hour tape. And some YouTuber, some internet person found that
Hmm.
glitch. He watched that entire thing
He
till
or
he
she.
found, or she, no, it's a he, I believe
Oh,
it
is
was.
it? Okay, I don't know.
I believe
Just
he names them there. I forget the name, but
okay.
Godzilla or something. And
And they caught the
they
glitch.
caught the glitch. And they caught that clock going from
Wow.
11:58. It skips 11:59 and goes straight to 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you've got a minute cut out. Is that 30 seconds to hook it up and 30 seconds to unhook it, the jumper? I don't know. Anyway, something for you guys to think about
It's interesting.
if you're into CSI or leverage or
Ocean's
Ocean's
11,
11.
National
That was the
Treasures.
other one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So anything like that, you'll see stuff like that take place in their
Yeah.
movies. So it's pretty interesting.
Just something Sheila and I talking about, guys. We sitting here watching that and thought it was interesting. And with the
Mhm.
viewers that we got, a lot of our viewers are into that, and we just thought it would be
Interesting.
interesting to make a video on
Yeah.
and get your all's perspective. Put in the comments what you all think. You all may
Hey.
come up with something that's totally off the wall from us that we hadn't even thought of.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you one thing I think we can agree on. Something's not right about the Epstein case, Epstein file, Epstein video. You're up.
Something's wrong. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you're having a good evening. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
God bless.
God bless.